Morning. Let me just turn the speakers down a little bit so you can hear me. Welcome along. My name's Dan. I do breakfast on 102.5 The Bridge across the southern Black Country. Just thought I'd give you a quick studio tour because I know loads of people have done it online for various different stations. I didn't want us to be left out. So I thought I'd just sort of show you around. It's become a bit of a cult thing between radio geeks, so somebody will enjoy this, I'm sure. Right, looking at what we've got in the studio then. That's Studio 2, just through there. I'll come to that a little bit later. That's where all the production happens, and it's pretty much a mirror image of what's in here. The same sort of equipment's in there, and there's loads of stuff that does other bits and bobs, but nothing that's massively relevant. So, if we just have a quick look, we've had some new screens in the last few days. These lovely new widescreen sort of LG monitors. They're looking quite funky at the moment, so I'm quite impressed by that. It does make the studio tour look a little bit nicer than it would have done with the old 15-inch monitors. We use a playout system called Myriad, which, if I just move the mic out the way for a second, it's a really simple playout system to use, but it's a really powerful, really useful playout system, to be honest. It makes my life a lot easier when I'm doing the show in the mornings. Kick off at 7 AM. There's a lot of stuff for me at 7 AM, so I don't really have to be sitting down till about 10 past. So it gives me time to go and make a cup of tea and that sort of thing. But having a quick look at what we've got, from the left-hand screen, it's the most sensible way. This is the computer that deals with all your emails, things like that, or your text messages that come into this computer as well. And also PDFs of things like weather and things that we want to talk about later on in the show from 9 o'clock, once all the traffic and travel's out of the way. Internet access, obviously, for things like Twitter and Facebook, and looking at newspapers as well, so we can talk. We've been talking today about women that need to sort of sell their bodies to get through in the pop world rather than relying on talent alone. Sandra Parsons has conveniently written a really nice piece about it in the Mail, so we can read through that and talk about that sort of thing, provoke a bit of interest. All the traffic and travel comes through on here as well. That's all my train times at the moment. You'll be upset to know that the 7:49 from Dorridge is running 6 minutes late. Sorry, to Dorridge is running 6 minutes late. So if you are heading out to get that this morning, then you might want to add a few extra minutes onto your journey. But yeah, all that sort of stuff comes through on there. All the various news stories that we talk about as well will all come through on this computer for me. The two computers here, so the two screens here, are both joined to the same computer. It's a dual screen playout system. So the left-hand screen is all the content that can go into the right-hand screen to be played out during the show. So you've literally got things like all your music is in here, or your adverts are in here, although they're all scheduled for you, so you don't really need to worry about that. Promos, jingles, things like that, you'll find all of those within that left-hand screen, and they then revert to the right-hand screen just over here on this side, so you can see at the moment. When Will I Be Famous by Bros is playing. After that, it's Return of the Map by Mark Morrison. The music does get a bit better than that, honestly. We play a few oldies in there as well to mix it up a bit. The desk is a split mixer. It's not the most visually beautiful desk, but it's a functional desk that does what it needs to do. Looking at the faders, working along here, there's two telephone faders, CD faders as well that double up as Sky Audio, so the news that we've got going on up there, just in case anything major happens in the world. We can put that through the desk so that if anything happens, we can see what's going on, like this. Hang on. Towards the southeast. There you go, so it cuts off what's playing there so that I can hear the news coming out of the TV, just in case I have any major stories break or anything like that. I can hear what's going on so I can report on them and make sure that all the listeners are kept up to date as humanly possible. We've also got the Internet PC coming through there as well for a very similar reason. The IRM fader there for all the national news, that comes through here. 3 microphone faders, although one's lost its label for some reason, which is my main mic and the 2 guest mics as well. Little keyboard and mouse that control that internet computer just over there. It's a pain in the neck because we always forget that mouse and keyboard control the internet computer, and that then causes all sorts of problems when you try and do things last minute. Not that we do, we always plan ahead. Level meters across there, keyboard there that controls Myriad and sorts all that side of things out for us, and then a mouse and keyboard that control the Myriad computer. Equally though, this one can be used for that as well. Headphones, what those on the side. I've forgotten to bring mine today, which isn't the best. Hopefully these two songs should save together now, just to show you that it does all work. Not from Birmingham, not from London, not... There you go, the jingle's playing over the top, does it all for you? Your station, for your town. 102.5 The Bridge. There you go, just dispel a little bit of myth that makes you think I actually sit there and press that many buttons anymore. Right, moving on to this side of the desk quickly then, before the hour runs out and I have to go to the news. This side, we've got Myriad 1, 2, 3 and 4, which relates to kart players 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the Myriad screen. And literally each kart player is controlled individually, so as it stands, if I'm a little bit naughty, if I just fade this very slightly, you'll hear the dip. There you go. Just prove they do all genuinely control. I have got some control over what's going out. And then also the fader for Studio 2 there, so that if anything happens and we need to suddenly broadcast from Studio 2, or anybody's got a comment to pass in Studio 2 that they want to put through, it all comes through there. A Rogue pen that seems to be here for some reason, don't really know why. And then a sub fader that's something to do with recording things off air and this, that and the other with a combination of buttons pressed. Don't really understand what though. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the microphone, obviously, which sits there, and I'm one of them people that has it tilted towards me like that. Effectively, that's pretty much it. Notes that I'm making during the show as well. That's pretty much it as far as the studio goes. It's a functional studio. It needs a bit of cleaning. The floor needs hoovering desperately, and the bin, filthy. Bin needs emptying. But apart from that, it's a functional studio that does what it needs to do. So if you have got any questions or anything like that, drop on the bottom of the YouTube video. I'll try and answer them. And I don't know, I'll try and do a tour of some of the other rooms in the complex as well at some point. Cheers for watching. See you later.